As my flock has grown, Bird Talk has helped me choose species that are compatible. Teach my canaries to sing and my parakeets to talk. And when the unexpected happens, Bird Talk helps you come to the rescue, whether it's a broken toenail or an accidental escape. Of course, Bird Talk gives a lot of attention to proper nutrition. Did you know that some common weeds are great supplements to your bird's diet? Each month, Bird Talk explores the bird world from A to Z, from avian medicine to the everyday antics of a zany cockatiel. And Bird Talk gives you a chance to write to the experts and share what you've learned about your bird, too. Oh, and each month, Bird Talk features a particular species of bird and includes a splendid full-color centerfold. Whatever type of birds you have, Bird Talk will prove to you it's the best single source of information on bird care you can buy. So, right now, you can get a full year of Bird Talk magazine for only $8.99. That's half off the regular subscription price. Be an early bird. Don't miss this great introductory offer. Here's all you do.
From Hot Springs National Park, it's the record you need to know about with your hosts, John Miller and Aaron Buckley. Broadcasting from Studio A in the KUHS Tower, two guys that have no idea what they're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, here they are, John Miller and Aaron Buckley.
Oh, yeah! Rebel, rebel, bam, bam, bam. Hey man, KUHS 102.5 FM, the record you need to know about. Hello and welcome to the show. It's a Monday night. Todd is doing something with stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
Everything going okay there?
Yes.
Oh, we need our little cable for the sound thing. Welcome to the show, everybody. We're very excited to be here. We're going to get all these mics going. Everyone hang in there.
Hang on.
I hear buzzing. I'm going to mute that because I hear buzzing. Buzzing. More buzzing. More buzzing. Jesus. Trying to get this together.
Let's just let it go.
Uh-oh, what happened?
It needs to be charged. There's no plug-in. It's solid screw.
Right here.
Everything's going to hell in a handbasket.
Unprofessional.
Yeah, it is.
Please stand by.
You're not on there either?
Down there.
Try there.
Down there.
You're on there now? Thanks.
Yellow.
Take stock.
Yeah, okay.
When it's ready. There
Yeah.
you go, Todd. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program. It is the record you need to know about. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Period.
We've got a bunch of good guests in here. Todd, is your mic working?
Wait.
There we
No.
go.
Always. It's always.
No.
There we go. It's working now. There's a new voice. Jason?
Mine is not.
Yeah, we don't have a Jason mic. Uh-huh. Things are sketchy. This mic input's not working.
It's a little shaky.
Cameras are.
The cameras are working. That's good.
That's it.
Is this one working? There's a big giant black space between Jason's head and the camera.
Yeah, it's kind of half.
We're trying this thing again. We're trying to go live again, and we're trying not to do this as weak as possible. We're trying. There we go. We got everything in. All right, that's much better. We're trying to be professional about this. We're doing the best we can.
We're trying.
It's not easy. We've got a very special guest here for Colon Cancer Month, our very favorite caller of all time, the Doc Holliday. Welcome back to the show, sir. It's good to see you.
That's a friend of the show.
It's a friend of the show. Welcome back. How are you, sir?
Frequent caller, too.
Freaking caller, too, in front of the show. You had to get that in there, didn't you?
Yes. Sorry. Shameless self-promotion.
Well, Jason, I guess we're going to have to hear you in the wings until I can figure out what's going on here.
Guess I'll just be squealing later.
Squealing later. Don't let the cat out of the bag just yet. Oh, we're definitely going to mic you later. So this is a big show.
We're not just going to mic you.
This is a very big show. We're celebrating Colon Cancer Awareness Month by having Doc Holliday up, who's going to educate our listeners and us in the room here, because we're all idiots, or at least I am, about this colon cancer thing and how common it actually is. And you're going to scare the living pants off everybody so that they go walk with their pants around their ankles to the doctor to get their colon checked.
It's going to be a full Shatner.
People are going to be shatting all over the place.
That would be accurate. And you know,
Forgive my
nobody
throat.
likes to talk about
There we go.
things to do with pooping.
Get on your mic.
Okay?
Yeah,
I can't tell if I'm in or not?
You're in there.
Is that good? Okay.
Yeah.
Just pretend and go with it.
People don't like to talk about things like that.
Sure.
But you are talking about the third most common cancer in the United States.
The third most common cancer in the United States is colon cancer.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay.
Just a test.
In men, you're talking about lung, prostate, and then colon, or colorectal, as we professionals like to say. But in women, you have breast and lung, and then colon. So we're talking about something that's pretty common.
Very common. And you really are a doctor. Just to ease the minds of any of our listeners that have maybe heard you call in, you are an actual real doctor. You're licensed to slice people open and dig around and then stitch them back up.
Yes, I got my license from Sears.
Nice.
I thought he just played one on TV.
He just plays them on TV.
I haven't been on TV.
It's really this is really what George Clooney sounds like, ladies, when he's not acting.
But no.
Yeah, you're a legitimate doctor.
Yeah, a surgeon. And
You're a surgeon.
Part of what I do, being where I'm from, involves colon cancer screening. And when we say screening, we're talking about trying to test people for something that's common, even though they don't have any symptoms. And colon cancer would be one of those types.
Okay.
You know, women get mammograms. Women get pap smears.
Sure.
Men get prostate exams sometimes. And colon cancer should be no different. It's just something you should do. Now, the good thing about colon cancer screening is that it doesn't have to take place so frequently.
Okay.
But it is something that,
pardon the pun,
if you do it properly, you can not only...
Here comes our pizza. Hey, I just got 2 growlers from this lady yesterday. How you doing there?
I'm good.
I forgot your name. You're
Tara.
Tara, that's right. Aaron. How you doing? That's right.
Yes.
All right, bye.
Nice.
Thanks for the pizza. Does the pizza have meat on it?
I want it. I'm afraid it does.
Damn
it's
it.
one of those big
God, I
ones.
can smell it.
Damn it. Yeah,
Sorry.
why didn't she leave it out there?
I didn't know I was ordering for you.
So no, you weren't.
Anyway,
You're
back
right,
to
I'm
what
good.
we were talking about. We're talking about something that's common and that we can screen for it. And there are a variety of ways to screen for it. And for the people that are maybe a little nervous about it, there are a few other acceptable ways other than what you may have heard from your neighbor or family or friends.
Okay, I'd like to ask about that because that's actually on my notes, and I heard Todd mentioning it, but I was frantically trying to get things together for this radio show. But I always see the commercials for Cologuard, and the first time I saw it, I was like, yes! I just poop in a little bucket and mail it off, and I'm done. I don't have to do this invasive thing where I got to get naked, and then the guy's got to be touching me and stuff. I don't have to do that.
All right, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, me too. Please tell me I'm good there.
Let's back up and say, okay, when do we start screening for colon cancer in this country? And
I'm starting now. You've scared the crap out of me already.
I'm not even done yet scaring you.
I'm easy.
Start talking about your stream next.
Traditionally,
Oh, it's so strong.
traditionally it has been at age 50.
Okay.
However, we are starting to see an increase in the incidence of colon cancer in people under 50. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Buckley.
I'm 46, man, just turned.
Yeah. But anyway, what traditionally was done
Friday.
was at age 50 you get screened.
Somebody might get killed.
And there are a lot of ways to be screened. You start out with this. Let's start with the simplest and cheapest method, and that would be what's called a stool guaiac card, which basically,
Without getting into too many details, go ahead. Yeah. So a stool sample.
a stool sample that you can do actually at home and bring the card back to your physician or provider's office.
What do you mean? You poop on a card?
You get a Q-tip and get a
It's a
small
scraping.
sample of it.
Ooh. It's a
And
scraping.
put it on a
Jesus.
card and take it back to your physician's office.
Okay.
What that is essentially doing is checking for blood,
Ooh.
a small amount of blood that you can't see,
Okay.
which could be coming from a cancer, especially on the right side of the colon. Okay.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. We're getting deep into the weeds, which
Yes.
I don't mind. But boy, the show just started.
I don't know if it's. I don't know that we're getting deep into the
0
weeds.
to 60. How do you want it?
Excuse me.
I mean, do you want to go 45 or do you want to go 60?
Forgive me if I cough a little bit tonight or I sound a little congested. I had a bad cold last week, and
Lots of people have.
it rarely ever happens to me. Todd's been warning me now for 9 years. It's gonna happen, Aaron. You're gonna start getting sick, and it's started to happen. So this is the first year. Damn you, Todd Miller. Damn you. It's all your fault.
Is it really the first year? I mean, well, you've had not heavy bouts. You've had a cold here and there. But
no, but this is that one cold that you've warned me about, like right when spring's getting ready to start, man. It's going to happen. You wait for the equinox, it's all over.
Welcome back to the South.
Welcome back to the South. So,
I'm so sorry.
So yeah, that's not lung cancer. Those are productive coughs. That's a good cough. That's getting it out.
Now, who told you that?
My mind.
Okay, all right. Well, you keep living in that world.
So go ahead.
All right.
Shut up, Doc. That's a productive cough. I'm healthy. I'm not sick anymore.
Well, tuberculosis has a productive cough.
Yeah, I don't have TB.
So we have an illustration here.
All right, so anyway, you have something that checks for blood, and what that test is really essentially doing is checking for iron. And so if you're taking iron pills for whatever reason, that test could come up positive. That's what's called a false positive. Anyway, that test should be done once every year if you're going to do it that way. Okay,
and that's the stool sample style, where you just take a little smear of it from the Q-tip and take it to the doctor.
What you alluded to earlier,
Cologuard.
Okay, not a bad test, especially if you don't want to go through the preparation for a colonoscopy. If you don't want people seeing your fanny or other
you
issues,
just make a poopy.
Okay, you basically send in your sample.
And
they tell you what that is checking for is abnormal DNA. Which
that sounds fancy.
In your poop, because your colon lining is essentially regenerating every so often, and so it's checking for abnormal DNA.
Okay.
All right. That should be done every 3 years.
The Cologuard.
Yes.
Okay.
Tests like that.
I'm going to go ahead and get one. Is it okay if I go ahead and do one just for fun?
Your insurance probably won't pay for it.
I don't care. I'll pay for it.
It doesn't cost.
It's like $49 or something.
It's a little more than that.
100, 200.
I think it's more like 800.
Oh
Jesus!
God.
No, it's not. It can't be because they're telling you on the TV. They're like, "Hey, this is cheap.
They're gonna give
You
you
can
that
do it at
trial
home."
version.
Oh, and I guess you believe the drug companies too.
Actually, Doc, you don't know me that well. I believe no one.
Okay, good. All
I
right,
trust
then don't believe
no
it.
one but my family.
I don't know the exact cost. If it is a screening method, it will be covered by insurance.
Okay.
And I'm going to get to this a little bit here in a minute. But it's more convenient. It's less invasive. It doesn't carry the risk of the next procedure I'm about to explain, which is a colonoscopy.
Interesting.
And that's an invasive procedure and usually done with
Yummy.
heavy sedation.
Okay.
Heavy sedation.
For all of you out there that are afraid of this, heavy sedation, he really was pressing that.
Yeah. No, I mean, there are a few people, a very, very small minority of people who will be able to withstand that without sedation. But sedation is normally offered to the average Joe or Jane out there.
Okay.
I mean, it really is. You do have to undergo what's called a bowel preparation, which means you drink something that's going to give you the worst case of diarrhea for 6 hours in your life the day before.
Okay.
And more expensive, however, it only has to be done every 10 years. As opposed to the Cologuard, which is every 3 years.
3 years.
The costs wind up being about the same.
And so let's talk about this. What is this 10-year procedure called again?
Colonoscopy.
Okay, now let's talk about the effectiveness of the, how would you say it, Todd? The effectiveness of this test. Like, is it 99% accurate, where Cologuard might be like 33% accurate?
Cologuard is more than 33%. I think it's
interesting.
It's in the 90s.
Wow.
Colonoscopy is still ahead of it, but the big advantage with colonoscopy is that not only is it a little more accurate, you can also remove a potential precancerous polyp if you find it.
Interesting. Okay.
And
you gotta really dig around in there, don't you? You gotta get down in there and get digging around. That's nasty.
Well,
That's why you're sedated.
Thank you, Jason. I wish your mic worked. Damn it.
But also, if you get here's the other thing.
Okay.
If you're doing the stool card that we mentioned, the cheap one.
The cheap one, yeah, don't do that one.
Or the Cologuard, if either one of those comes up positive,
You're screwed.
The next step is a colonoscopy.
Okay.
And
so you might as well just do the colonoscopy, get it over with.
I'm not going to go that far.
If your insurance is paying for it.
You have to look at your insurers. Most insurance plans, thanks to the ACA, and I will say it, they have been forced to cover appropriate recommended screening procedures. But if you do a Cologuard and it comes up positive, the colonoscopy is not going to be covered. You'll get the 80-20 type of coverage.
Okay, these are things that people I don't think understand, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's insurance.
Okay. We are talking with the one and only, the legend, Doc Holliday here. He's a real doctor, people. He actually can cut you up and then put things back together and stitch you back up and tell you to go home. Real deal here, and he's educating us on Colon Cancer Awareness Month. I know it's the end of the month, but there's still time. There's still time to go get your colonoscopy taken care of, because your true mission in life as a person who's gone into the field of medicine, who's gone into the field of you're a surgeon, you save lives. That is, you wake up every day and you say to yourself, I have to save a life today. There's a possibility that I can save someone's life today.
Well, actually, if it's Saturday or Sunday, I say when I get up, I don't have to go to work today.
No, but in the end, really, right?
No,
come on.
Seriously,
Yeah.
This can be a preventive measure.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm not trying to slant people towards colonoscopy. It's more invasive. There's more risk with it.
What do you mean more risk?
Okay, good question.
Ooh, see, I've got all the good questions over here.
He's got some questions and then some.
Somebody might get killed.
Yes, they might get killed, or they might suffer a perforation of the colon. It's
in
not a very
the-
common event, but
in the exam?
yeah, if you
But wait a minute. You're a professional physician. You can't screw up.
Stuff happens.
Oh, wait, we're perfect.
Yeah, you can't screw up. You're a freaking physician.
Is your stockbroker perfect?
I don't have a stockbroker.
Your investment person.
It's me.
Are you perfect?
No, I'm not.
All right then. All right.
And neither is
Game
Mark.
over.
And neither is Mark Zuckerberg. That's the only investment I've got.
I'm serious. That is a good question. It is the riskiest of the screening measures.
Well, crap, Todd. Now I don't want to do it.
You're
is
going to
not-
have to.
Damn it.
But it is not a risky procedure. Okay.
Why do I have to do it though? I don't eat meat.
I didn't tell you to do it. You didn't have to do it.
I've been on this non-meat thing for God knows 25 years now.
What does meat have to do with this?
I just feel like meat is wrong and you shouldn't eat it. And like if you eat it, it's going to mess up your colon and you're going to get weird little flowers in there and you're going to have to get them cut out.
Well, there is
Was that a
something
non sequitur or what?
I mean,
No, it's not an non sequitur. Those polyp things, whatever they're called.
They can happen without meat at all. Meat is not a game changer.
Oh, okay.
Yes to your point, though. Diets high in red meat and refined sugars and probably processed foods are more associated with colon cancer.
Interesting.
Yes, that's true, though.
There you go, Captain.
That doesn't mean you're immune to it
There
if
you
you're a
go.
vegetarian.
There you
No,
go,
you're not off the hook.
Captain Brisket.
You are not off the hook.
Okay, not off the hook, but less on the hook.
Here's some interesting statistics.
Okay.
And I don't want to bore you with, or your audience, all 12 of them, with too many statistics.
Thanks, that was nice.
Or I could go off on my trip to Manhattan a couple of years ago.
No,
to
please,
hear about that.
never again.
All right.
Brian Caldwell's punched me in the face twice now for that.
We don't
moment.
care about him.
Oh God, yeah we do. Go ahead.
About one roughly, and you can take statistics and take them to mean anything you want.
Okay.
1 in about 20. Actually, I think for women it's 1 in 24, and for men 1 in 22. People will develop colon cancer in their lifetime. Okay.
So if you have 22 friends, one of them.
I do. Do you?
Probably.
You have about 4 in this room, maybe.
Maybe 22 friends. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
maybe.
you know.
Maybe more like 12. But yeah, I know 22 people.
Yeah, you know 22
So
people.
out of these 22 people, I know one of them.
One of you will get colon
Could be me.
cancer. Yeah.
Could be you.
Could be anybody.
Hey, it could be you.
It could be. But anyway, we'll develop colon
Scary.
cancer in your lifetime. Polyps, which are
Just the worst word in the world.
Polyps.
I mean, the C word used to be the worst word in the world. Remember back in the 80s when the C word, you know what I'm talking about, the C word. See you next Tuesday, the C word was like the worst word. It was like gross. Polyp is the new C word. It really is.
No, because most polyps actually don't progress to cancer. Degrees of polyps, but the majority of them actually do not progress to cancer, but we don't know which ones are. And if I have that tube placed somewhere inside of you and I see that, you probably want me to remove it at the time rather than wait.
Just get it out of there.
Okay. Here's another interesting thing. We are doing a little bit better on colon cancer screening in this country. About 2/3 right now from the latest data that I saw. And so that leaves about 1/3. 25% of them that have not been screened, actually 25% of people that haven't been screened, they have insurance. Okay?
Interesting.
It's not a money thing.
It's not a money thing. It's just it's an awareness thing.
Right.
And that is why the doc is here. Well, one of the reasons the doc is here. But that's the primary reason the doc is here. To get this, Todd, join us. Join us on the show.
What is he doing?
By the way, I think Todd is due, isn't he? Todd, it's time to get that colon cancer awareness month badge.
That'll be soon.
Soon.
That'll be in November.
Oh God.
I will leave you with one last vignette.
You're not going to leave us at all. You're staying for the whole show, right?
Huh? No, I am staying.
Okay, good. I hope you are. I mean, I hope you are.
I had a gentleman, and I asked his permission to share his story, and of course I won't reveal his name. He needed his gallbladder removed.
Jeffrey Splawn. Go ahead.
Please, no. Tell me it wasn't him. No, he needed his gallbladder out, and I said, sir, you're 58 or whatever you were. I said, you never had your colon checked? And he said, no, I hadn't. I said, you need to do this before you have an elective scheduled procedure. And we did a colonoscopy on him.
Get on the mic. This sounds important.
And I discovered 2 very large polyps.
Really?
One in the lower third of his colon and the other in the upper rectum. Think about it from your, I don't know how better to say this, from your butthole about 6 inches up.
That'll do it.
Very large polyp, and it had what's called severe dysplasia, which is the next step towards cancer.
Okay.
Which we removed that polyp at the time, of course. Had that man waited another year or 2, maybe.
So let me ask
probably would have had rectal cancer.
Hey, sorry, caller, we're not taking calls right now. Even though I know there's a big delay, we're not taking calls just yet. Jason. And you might have to borrow Doc's mic if that's all right with the doc. Didn't your dad have a colon?
Yeah, he had a partial colostomy when
I remember
when he was in his mid-40s.
Mid-40s
to late 40s.
It had to be because we were adults.
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
okay.
I think.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, I think he was about 50.
Okay. So Doc, you really do suggest that people get this, they get these screenings starting at 45, 46?
Was it how old was he? He had colon cancer?
No, he didn't have colon cancer. He just
he had probably something called diverticulitis.
Yeah, and he had a partial colostomy.
Okay, all right, but yes. In the African American population, the incidence is a little bit higher.
Okay.
And the recommended, even from the U.S. Preventive Task Force, is about age 45. So eventually, in our lifetimes, all of us in this room, even myself included, you'll eventually, I bet, see that screening age drop down to 45.
Okay.
So
I want to get one done. Hey, caller, are you still there? We were trying to talk to the doc here.
Ken Brady is still here from New York City.
Ken Brady, all the way from New York City. What's going on?
I'm calling in to make sure everybody in Arkansas is okay, and not to get too upset.
We're all very okay. We're doing we're trying to take Oprah's spot, man, in the broadcasting world.
As you should.
What do you think? We're not doing bad, huh? We're educating people.
Not doing bad at all. She has abandoned her post.
She has.
And it's up to you guys to fill it.
Have you? By the way, this is Ken Brady. He's a famous filmmaker, and director and writer. And he lives all the way in New York City, and he's calling here all the way down to Hot Springs, Arkansas, to be on the air tonight. This isn't planned. This is just out of the blue. Did you have a question for the doctor?
Well, my question to you, doctor, is this. Do you think Robert Mueller or President Trump should go in and get any kind of extra screening?
Leave it to Ken.
Well,
I cannot imagine that Donald Trump has a high-fiber diet.
Can't either.
He's like a junk food kind of guy.
Yeah, a lot of KFC in there.
A lot of KFC.
Very interesting question.
Well, let me ask this, Doc. Which way would you go in with him? I mean, since his mouth is essentially his butthole.
Through the mouth.
It is a difficult, and would I be looking at the brain or the rectum or the prostate?
I don't know. The prostate's bigger.
But the brain may be in the same place.
This is true.
I have this vision of Donald Trump struggling at the urinal. I really do. I just see him. He's one of those, unfortunate older men that's tilting to the side, wiggling the hips, trying to make things happen.
Yep.
Yep.
So
the man with two brains.
So Ken, have you had your appropriate screening?
You know what? I have not.
Ken,
I'm not going to lie to you.
Shame.
And I'm old, man. I am older than 45.
Yeah, Ken is he's an elder statesman.
Yeah.
And very smart and very talented and very he lives on a diet of boiled eggs and herbal tea. Mm-hmm. Basically, that's all you eat all day, correct?
Well, steamed milk and fear.
Steamed milk and fear these days. It's changed a lot since 2016. Wow. Yeah. Well, you know what, Ken? The gentleman here, Doc Holliday, is he's become a good friend over the last couple of years as a caller to the show and a visitor every March. And I admire him and respect him, and we all need to really consider this getting this colon cancer screening. We really all need to consider it. It's the number 3.
It's the number 3 as far as cancer goes. Number 2 as far as cancer killers go. People who die of the cancer.
Of the cancer.
Well, of the cancer.
And let's face it. I mean, I know there are a lot of problems in life. Right now, I realize that the political climate is bananas. I understand all of this. Yeah. But at the end of the day, Ken, if a powerhouse like yourself succumbs to colon cancer,
right?
Who's gonna step up and fight the war?
This is true. I got to do my part, and a garden hose isn't enough. It's a good first step.
Jesus, that was lowbrow. I like it.
I just have these images, and I just share them,
Yeah, that's what you do. You're a filmmaker.
But, we weren't rich enough to be able to afford a nozzle, one of those fancy nozzles. So I don't go in for the nozzle, just yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I mean,
that's enough.
Those are really cheap now at Walmart. Wait, they don't have Walmarts up there. Yeah, they do have Walmarts.
I don't know if they have Walmarts in New York.
They do.
Maybe they do.
There's like some.
We have a Kmart within walking distance of where I live.
Holy Lord, there's still a Kmart?
Yeah, there still exists.
Yeah.
Where? It's the only one left in the world.
in New England area.
No, it's in a fancy part of New York City. It's in Manhattan, right in the fancy.
Oh, you want to hear about Manhattan?
No.
Sure.
No, we don't. Wow. Well, Ken, what the hell's what's going on with our filmmaker friend Ken here? What's going on with you?
Ken is finishing up. I have 2 projects that I'm working on. One, which is a one-man show, which I performed part of on your esteemed outlet.
You did.
But I've been rewriting it, and I'm thinking of taking it to Los Angeles. I just have a crazy feeling like I'm burnt out on New York City. It's kind of a overstimulated space, and I want to go somewhere a little bit brain dead. And since I used to live in L.A., I'm going to check it out for 6 months or whatever and see.
It's a brain dead area, isn't it?
It's
But that meaning it could be a little bit. It could be a little bit more. There could be more opportunities because there could be less things going on.
When you say less things going on, what do you mean less things going on?
Like in New York City, the cool thing about New York City is there's something great to do every night. The bad thing about New York City is there's something great to do every night. So if you're trying to break in a new product or a new piece of art, which I'm trying to do, it's hard to compete. And everyone is kind of burnt out on seeing things 3 nights a week.
Yeah, so essentially what you're saying is in New York City, you've really got to go crazy. It's got to be really out there for people to be excited about, or it's just another gallery opening.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or I think if you're workshopping stuff, you should do it out of town.
Certainly.
Go somewhere else first to develop it and get some word of mouth, and then bring it here. And
Okay.
people will show up.
So you're going to take it to L.A.
Yes.
You're going to refine it.
Yes.
You're going to bring it back.
Yes, that's the hope. I might even not come back to New York. I'm not quite sure.
Really?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm
Okay,
kind of
well, we
feeling
need
open about the whole process.
Okay, well we need to catch up on the phone after this, not on the air, but yeah, I want to hear more about this. But personally, I don't want to share this with the audience. But interesting.
No worries.
Hey, Ken, it's good. It's good hearing from you, buddy. Love you. It's Jason.
Is this J-Bone?
Yeah. J-Bone is on the phone.
What's up?
No.
It's a family reunion.
It's a damn family reunion.
Family reunion on the Colon Cancer Awareness Month show.
Hey, why not?
We are genuinely doing the Oprah thing. We're touching the heartstrings. This is amazing.
And something else. We're touching all kinds of things.
Well, we haven't even gotten to that part yet. Ken, stay on the line for 2 seconds.
You got it.
But I do have to cut away to some music here in a minute because that's what this show
worries.
is all about.
I just wanted to call and say hi.
I appreciate the call. But listen, so a little bit later in the show, we've got a very exciting segment. We have Doc Holliday here. Doc's brought his doctor bag. He's got his bag with all his goodies in there and his fancy gloves and all of his things. Well, it's not that. Come on. It's a nice leather bag with a button. It looks beautiful. And we're actually going to, Jason tonight is going to be the participant of the very first ever, maybe the last, Prostate Poetry Slam.
Probably last.
Really?
Yeah, so we're going to, Jason's volunteer to read poetry while his prostate is being examined by Doc Holliday.
Interesting.
This is
That's nice.
I'm doing what I can to get the ratings, Ken. I'm doing what I can. I'm doing what I can.
Some tasteful,
Shock
romantic,
jock.
but not saccharine music, like some early Sade or some, some Joan Armatrading or something. Something to put us in the mood.
Well, tonight I've got Caesar.
I mean, for J-Bone, when J-Bone's doing the poetry, just so he feels.
No, we're gonna play 3 Dog Night. Mother told me not to come.
I know that. Jesus.
But I'm glad you brought up. Glad you brought up music though, because tonight we're gonna play Caesar Frazier, which I don't know if you're familiar with Caesar Frazier, but he was a phenomenal funk soul organist from Indianapolis, who was actually the organist that played for Marvin Gaye. But when he wasn't playing organ with Marvin Gaye, he was putting out his own records. And he put he put out 2 fantastic records, one in 1972 called Hail Caesar, and one in 1975 called 75. And,
wow.
And that's what we're going to rock out tonight between this madness.
Beautiful. I was listening to Jimmy Smith just the other night, the great organist from Philadelphia, Jimmy Smith.
That's right, the Philly legend, Jimmy Smith.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Okay, so I'll let you guys go.
Okay.
I just wanted to say hello and much love from New York City to all y'all down there.
Yeah, thank you, Kenny. Thanks for calling in,
My
man.
pleasure.
Hey, I'm gonna catch up with you off the air, man.
Excellent. See you later.
Love you, buddy.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. What a long-distance phone call. That was totally not planned. I had no idea Ken was calling in. That just happened. Pa-pow. There you go. Yeah. I guess the Colon Cancer Awareness Month really...
It brings people out.
Piqued his interest.
It brings them out from the woodwork.
Out of, the outhouse.
I know that he listens. I I'm aware that he listens, but he's never called in. Maybe one time he called in, like in the last couple of years, but he's rarely calls in. More of a listener, not a caller. Unlike the Doc over here, who is a caller and a listener and
frequent caller too,
and friend of the show.
That is a severe behavior.
I'm gonna get my proper plug for this phone, and we've got your theme song.
Please,
yes, we need your theme song. So okay, we need to play some music. We probably should play about 20 minutes worth of music. We should come back at the top of the hour and figure out how we're going to make this Prostate Poetry Slam happen. And you're flipping you're flipping the script on us here, aren't you?
Flipping the script.
Is it not a poetry read anymore? You're going to actually...
Are you going to sing a song?
No, I'm not going to sing a song. I'll read something.
You are? Yeah. Okay, so it's still going to be a Prostate Poetry Slam.
And I still, right now, I do not know for sure what I'm going to read.
How about a limerick?
It better be brief, is all I can say.
Well, yeah, because the prostate exam only takes like 4 seconds.
Hey, I have an idea.
It takes maybe about 90 seconds, actually.
Ooh.
How about
No, it takes 4 seconds.
How about a tongue twister? A tongue twister. That's a good one.
So listen, folks. In the 10 o'clock hour.
A haiku.
In the 10 o'clock hour. Please stick around. We've got the Prostate Poetry Slam coming up with Doc Holliday and Jason Leake. Todd, you're doing a wonderful job on the live stream. By the way, you can go to the to our YouTube channel, which I'm not sure what it is, and you can stream this on video. We've got 3 cameras in here.
Record to know.
Record the number 2 KNOW. So
That's
record
right.
to know, and you can stream this live. Right now, we're gonna go off the air, and it'll probably be like one of those standby screens. But when we come back, we've got 3 cameras going on in here. We've got one on Jason, we've got one on Todd, we've got one on me, unfortunately, and one on Doc. And we're gonna do this thing in just a little while. So please stick around for the Prostate Poetry Slam with Doc Holliday and Jason Leake.
My butt's quivering.
I'm sure it is.
It's out of fear.
Did you shower today?
I thought about doing an anal bleaching, but I didn't do it.
I mean, did you shower?
No.
Did you at least take a shower today?
No, I did.
Like right before the show. I'm
Yeah,
sure you
I did.
showered up.
I did.
He's all soaped up for you.
Nothing I wouldn't be accustomed
He
to.
was yeah. Jason
All right.
Jason came in.
This is the longest.
For an anal
This is the
party.
longest air. This is the longest air moment I think we've ever done.
I'm
It's
proud to
almost
be a part of it, too.
40 minutes. Thank you, Doc. And thank you for educating everyone on Colon Cancer Awareness Month. Go out and get yourself screened. Do it. Doc's not playing around. He's got the stats, and he'll keep scaring the pants off of you.
Literally.
Let's play some music, Todd, and take a breather.
Let's do it.
We'll be back in a little while. Here's Caesar Frazier from 1972 with his album Hail Caesar, and it kicks ass, so enjoy. We'll see you in a little while. KUHS 102.5 FM.
Bob Nagy here. You know, you're listening to the record you really need to know about.
Yeah, KUHS 102.5 FM, the record you need to know about. It's the top of the hour. Welcome aboard. Do we need a...
It's falling.
Any battery chargers or anything, Todd? Are we doing good there?
It's good.
Excellent.
It's working.
Excelente.
Thanks for joining us on this wonderful Monday night. We've got Doc Holliday here. I feel like we had a great phone call there with Ken Brady from New York City, but I feel like we may have skirted the last little bit of your colon cancer awareness need to share with us educational moment. I want to get back to the Oprah part of the show here if we can.
The Oprah part of the show.
Yes, get on that mic now. Come on. That mic over, Doc, because you are the...
Jason and I are sharing this mic, so I'm sorry. I don't want to hog it.
Not only are you sharing the mic, but in a little while, you guys are going to be sharing a lot more.
How do you know that?
Well, because in about 30 minutes, you guys are going to give us the very first ever KUHS exclusive, if you will. The, yeah, that's what I was looking for.
KUHS exclusive.
Thank you. The very first Prostate Poetry Slam in the history of the KUHS, the history of the radio station here. You guys are going to do it.
Okay. Well, we talked about polyps.
We
earlier,
did.
And that's what you're alluding to, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not really. A prostate exam is what you're going to do with Jason. Because you can't do a full-on colonoscopy in here. I mean, we'd have to put him under, and we'd need all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So you're going to check his prostate.
Well, before you do a colonoscopy, one of the first things you do is what's called a rectal exam. Did you choke?
Okay, go ahead.
Dang, I tell you what.
Sorry, I was taking a sip of water. I was trying to stay hydrated.
With the patient sedated and covered up, mind you. People get worried about being exposed, and that is natural. If you have never had a colonoscopy before, it is very normal to be nervous, anxious, stressed out, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
About it. I
mean,
yeah. And if you have had one done before and then you go for your second one, you're like, it's not that big of a deal.
I mean, I don't want anybody poking around my butthole but me.
Well,
I'm the only person that needs to be poking around my butthole.
And believe me, nobody wants to be poking around there either on your end.
Wow. Taking some shrapnel I wasn't even looking for.
Sorry, I had to jab you. But seriously, people are worried about those things. And in the office visit, when we're talking about scheduling this procedure,
yep.
I really try hard to let people know, especially if they're a first-timer, look, you're going to be covered up. When we insert the scope into the rectum, okay, yes, we're going to lift the covers up a little bit, but after that, all the eyes are going to be on the screen. Nobody's looking down. You're not completely exposed. Okay?
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a medical procedure. It's not like anything. It shouldn't be embarrassing. You're going in. It's like going in to get your teeth cleaned. You're just going in to get your teeth cleaned.
It's a sensitive area, and so
it is a sensitive area.
What I try to tell people is that, like, look, we're going to respect your dignity. A lot of us on this end have been through this, and we know that you don't want to just be exposed to the world. There's not going to be an audience of people on a balcony gawking at you as you're spread eagle naked.
Sure.
It's not going to be that way. We're going to leave you covered up, and we want you to stay warm anyway because hypothermia is a bad thing.
Sure.
And anyway, we're going to respect that. Now, when you get in there and you see polyps, and is this what you were asking about?
Off air, yes. We were talking about polyps and things.
Right.
Yes.
Not all polyps are going to turn into cancer.
Sure.
There are some polyps that have maybe a 5% chance of progressing to cancer. There are some that maybe have a 20% chance and some that may have 50%.
Wow. Get on the mic. This is important.
We don't know which ones are going to actually progress. So you know what? We're going to remove them all.
Okay.
Nobody can tell which are going to progress and which are not.
Just get them all out of there.
Yeah. So at the time of the scope, we're going to take care of it.
Excellent. Fantastic. Thank you.
Totally fantastical.
That was very thorough. I feel like have we. Now, I asked you when we left the air earlier, have we covered everything that we need to cover in this mission to educate and to get folks out there listening to go ahead and get screened. Go ahead and do it. It's not a painful thing. You are sedated. It's not invasive to the point of getting your appendix removed. It's going to be okay. Just go ahead and get screened. Men and women, get screened and get it done, so that we can reduce the rate of death of colon cancer.
Yes, exactly. And if you look at the last, few decades.
Was that a hardware malfunction?
Not at all. Why? Right now, why? If you look at the last few decades of evidence and data, the incidence of colon cancer has gone down in the 50-plus population.
It has?
Yes.
Is that because of education, or is that because...
Education, screening, awareness, etc. The incidence of colorectal cancer in the below 50 category has gone up.
Really?
Well, because we don't screen below 50 in most cases. And there are also probably some socioeconomic factors.
Absolutely.
Such as diet. Sorry.
Zip code.
Sorry, Buckley, you are correct.
Zip code.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that, hey, man, I know you just turned 40. Go ahead and go get screened. Screw it. I know they told you wait till 50. Go ahead and go get screened. Would you recommend that for people out there?
Unfortunately, major insurers do not pay for that completely. Now, you can probably get it paid for deductible plus the 20% copay, and that's a barrier.
Even the really inexpensive one that you were talking about earlier, where you can just like kind of
Cologuard,
that or even the poopy yourself and the little swabby of the Q-tip.
That you're talking about the stool test for blood.
Sure,
that's very inexpensive. Very inexpensive.
Okay.
And I mean that even if you have nothing, no coverage, that could probably be an option. Although it's very broad. I mean, there are a lot of things that could produce blood. So that there could be a lot of what we call false positives.
Oh, wow. See, the doc is so smart, man. He's got this thing on lock. He doesn't even mess around. He's telling us, like, yeah, you can do the stool sample thing, but, at the end of the day, it could be a false positive. Which, explain to everyone listening what a false positive is.
That means the test...
Go ahead.
That means the test came back positive, but it came back positive for reasons other than what you were looking for.
Okay.
That's my simplest way of looking at it.
It looks like it, but it's not.
Right.
No.
So in other words, you're saying that
it could be.
Could be, but it's not.
And that's
without a colonoscopy, we really don't know.
That is the whole deal with these tests that are less than colonoscopy, is because you can have what's called a false positive. And
gotcha.
Again, it looks, how much do you want to gamble is really the question.
Not much. I don't want to gamble a lot on it.
And Todd, that's the real question here, isn't it? How much do you want to gamble? I mean, how much do you want to gamble on your life?
Do they do that at the track now?
On your life? No, we're not talking about the track. I mean, how much do you want? I know what you're saying.
A lot of what I'm saying tonight is that colon cancer is one of the more preventable cancers. It's not
just get screened, right? That's the solution.
Well, it's more preventable. No, it's not 100% preventable, but we can prevent a lot of it.
Okay. Well, there you go, folks.
Nice touch.
Just get screened. We all have to. Jesus. We all have to get screened. We just need to get screened, folks. That's what we have to do.
That wasn't subtle at all.
No, not at all. Any friends out there? Any relatives out there? Anyone listening? Mom, dad, whoever you are. Let's get screened, man. Let's go get screened before the end of the month. Let's make Colon Cancer Awareness Month a hit.
As Wilford Brimley would say, get yourself screened often.
And screened off.
That's a totally different thing.
That was check your sugar and check it off.
Even still, we're going to apply it to the colon.
No, that's not how we work on colon cancer. No,
you want to get it? Wow. Yeah, checked often, all the time.
So
check your colon and check it often.
So I want to recognize. I'd like to recognize the fact that we're not.
He's like, no, don't do that.
Recognize the fact that tonight we are doing the Prostate Poetry Slam. I realize that this is not a colonoscopy or this is not a colon cancer awareness month event, if you will. But it is.
But they're related. They're related.
They are a little bit related, and Doc's gonna lean in here and share with us that he can actually do one of two things tonight with this Prostate Poetry Slam with Jason, and that is that you can actually do what you called earlier the more inexpensive colon screening.
Excuse me, I was taking a sip.
Having a sip of some water, having a drink of water. I understand it. When you're talking on the air, you got to stay hydrated.
The most inexpensive test that I mentioned earlier, which is the check for blood in the stool,
sure,
which is done in a physician or provider's office. You can actually examine the prostate when you
get on the mic,
insert your finger into the rectum. You can check the prostate. You can also see if there's any blood in the stool by simply applying a little bit of that sample onto a card. And yes, we can do that right here and now.
And you brought all of the scientific, if you will, or medical instruments to make this happen tonight.
What instruments?
I don't know. Whatever you need to make it happen. You brought all
his finger.
You brought all the testing things to make this happen.
My finger and some spit.
Oh, you didn't bring any lube? I thought there was some sort of medical lube.
What do you think the spit was?
No. Come on, this is a medical procedure. I'm trying to take the place of Oprah here. I'm trying to do the Oprah thing.
Are you giving away cars?
No.
Do we have any female listeners on this show? And if we do, ask them about their last annual examination.
Not concerned about that right now. What I'm concerned about more is can you provide us with a result at the end of Jason's Prostate Poetry Slam?
I can give you a result.
You can. So you can say, Jason, you may need to go get your colonoscopy now.
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is a very real medical procedure happening, folks. This is a real test that we are going to conduct on Jason. He's graciously volunteered himself to be the Prostate Poetry Slam artist, if you will. Jason, do you have a poem that you have selected for the evening?
I have a few to pick from, and I just have not selected them yet.
Okay, well, you've got about 15 minutes to figure out what you're
going
to read.
I can work on the fly. I got it.
So here's the goal. Todd, here's what we're going to do. Jason's going to, so when we come back in about 15 minutes, Jason's going to read a poem while being examined by Doc Holliday.
How long is this poem?
Better be a short one.
Well, nonetheless, it's better. Well, I want now, Doc. Don't say that. I want you to make sure that Jason's like. I want you to make sure that he's okay.
Yeah, he wants you to.
How long are you going to leave that thing in there? For God's sake.
I mean, I've known.
I'm not buying him dinner or anything. I mean, come on, it's going to be over very shortly.
I'm not asking you that. I'm just saying I've known Jason since we were like 14 years old. I want to make sure he's healthy and he's all right. He's not had one of these yet. He doesn't know.
Should he start before I examine him?
Start what? The poem?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll wing it. We'll figure that out when we get there. But yes, I think that definitely he should start reading the poem, and then you should.
How long do you think this thing takes, man?
I don't think anything about the examination.
It takes like 5 seconds.
I don't think anything about the examination. I just want.
I'm gonna have to start the plane up before, and
let it rev. So you start to read the poem. And then Doc will do as an examination, and trust me, guys, I will build this. I will play this. It will be radio drama. I've got this, but we've got to.
Well, I mean, I've kind of written something myself.
Ooh, an original, Todd, an original
that I might spout off.
I like an original poem. I like an original poem.
Depends.
I like an original
it's
poem.
More along the limerick side, almost in a way.
Oh God!
So
it's gonna be messy.
But yeah, it just depends.
But look, we want to make sure that we want the exam to be thorough. We want it to be conclusive. We want to make sure
not collusion, okay?
Conclusive. We want to make sure that Jason's okay. I mean, he is a dear friend. I've known him for a long time.
Yeah, because, I was the one that requested this blackout curtain.
You were.
I said because, for one, I don't want any looky-loos. I don't want anybody partying in and around my ass.
There are a lot of people on the sidewalk right now hanging out. There are a lot of people outside the station hanging out right now, and they want to see this. So we've blacked out the studio. There will be no visuals in here. If they want to see anything, they have to go to our live stream, which you can get at record 2 KNOW at YouTube. You can go to Record to Know at YouTube and watch the live stream of Jason and his prostate exam. And hopefully, you're going to be okay, buddy. That's all I'm concerned about.
I think I'll be fine.
I think you will be too.
I just want to bring awareness.
You've had a lot.
If I can do it live with people watching in studio,
bad eating habits.
Go do it.
So let me ask you this, Doc. Because this is a big debate, Doc. Is frequent masturbation a preventative measure for prostate cancer?
You sound like you already know the answer.
I don't. I've just read studies.
Yes, that has been mentioned, but there's
no scientific proof.
I won't go that far. Not that far, but I think they were looking at frequent ejaculation, not masturbation.
Well, wouldn't frequent ejaculation be a...
Well, some people don't need masturbation to ejaculate.
Okay. Well, now we're getting deep in the weeds. I just wanted to know if that was possibly a cure.
Wait a minute, I have so many questions.
Some people are doing it another way,
Okay, well, anyway.
Well, there you go. Okay, I got that part, but I thought it was some mental thing maybe, and I'm going, okay, I'm out of the loop on that.
All right,
I need to know this.
All right, so let's play some music. Todd, let's rearrange the cameras so that we can get Jason, because Doc Holliday, we've discussed earlier that we want to make sure that this is very medical and it's not any other type of scenario. This is not pornographic. This is not meant to arouse anyone. This is purely for... I know there's so many people outside right now. It's crazy. This is purely for scientific, educational purposes. We want people to understand that a prostate exam or a colonoscopy or a colon exam is perfectly fine and you're perfectly safe. And Jason has graciously volunteered
Can't believe you did this.
to prove to our listening audience that is completely safe, and you're going to be fine.
It is what it is.
You're not going to die.
You need to take that ring off before you do it.
You might be a little. There might be a little discomfort, but it's not going to be any more than like getting a cavity filled or something like that. It's probably even less than that.
Cavity filled without anesthesia.
Shut up, Doc. Okay, let's go. We're gonna go play some music, and when we come back, it's time for the Prostate Poetry Slam with Jason Leak and Doc Holliday. Here we go. You guys ready? Let's do this. It's time to do it. Hail Caesar. See you in a minute.
saying?
Oh my God, they're not breathing. Does anyone know CPR?
It's Disco Dicky. You're listening to the record you need to know about.
Yeah, KUHS 102.5 FM. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. The record you need to know about. Prostate Poetry's Slam, whatever you call it. Jason, do you have your poem selected?
Yes.
This is happening.
Yes.
Oh, you've got it on your phone. Make sure it's on. It's pulled up. Everything. This is really going down, folks. This is happening right now. If you are tuned in on the air, I recommend that you go to the Record to Know on YouTube. And if you can't find it there, just go to the recordyounneedtoknowabout.com. Scroll really quickly to the bottom of our webpage. There's a YouTube link, and you can go over to our channel. This is being live streamed on the air. We have a professional doctor. We have Doc Holliday, who is an actual. What do you call you? Are you a licensed? Or are you a physician? Are you a surgeon? What do we call you?
Yes to all that.
Yes to all of that. You are a guy that actually can slice people open, put them back together, and send them on their way, and not be like some weird guy from like some some weird zombie movie. You're the real deal. We have Doc Holliday here. Jason has graciously volunteered to do this prostate poetry slam in honor of Colon Cancer Awareness Month.
Salute.
Salute. Jason, I assume you need to assume the position at this point. I mean, do you have a poem? What's your poem, Jason? Tell us more about it.
No, it's just a poem I found on the interwebs, and it's called Spelunking.
God.
Interesting.
Jason found a poem called Spelunking. Okay. And so, are you ready, Jason? Are you concerned? Are you worried? Are you nervous?
Not nervous at all, actually.
Doc's got the lube out. He's got the gloves on. He's very professional.
Oh, wait.
As you can see, if you're looking... Lube, yeah, lube. Don't you have lube there? I thought you had some lube or something.
I knew I forgot something.
I'm seeing all kinds of like tubes and gizmos here on the table.
I forgot the lube.
Jason, haven't you learned to bring
hell with it? I'll just
put it. Throw it back on the big cam. Throw it back on the big cam.
That ought to get it lubricated.
So, I mean, since you brought that up, I mean, I need to say something here.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I mean, before Doc gets started.
Yeah, we got to talk about the fingers here, okay?
Okay.
What are we talking
if you use one, it could be kind of offsetting, or it could even be fun, you know? But if you use two, I'll probably scream. Hell, I might even sing. But if you use three, Doc, I might just buy you a diamond ring.
Wow. Oh, my God. Wow. Okay.
Bend over.
Oh, the Doc is asking Jason to bend over. So let's flip to the Jason cam. Flip to the Jason cam now, Todd. Okay, we're on the Jason cam. And the Doc is, he's going in. Jason, read your poem. Read your poem, Jason. Read your poem.
Your eyes. It's already over. Oh, my God.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
He just went at it, man.
Doc, get in there and figure out what's going on with him, please.
I've already examined him, damn it.
We're supposed to, it's supposed to be longer than... Go ahead, Jason, read your poem.
Your eyes widen as I, like long, supple fingers probing for a crack, can open into a chasm we all crawl into, together and overcome the wonder of a hidden world.
Go ahead.
That was it.
That was it? That was your poem?
And yes, the exam.
Jason, are you okay?
I didn't expect it to be that fast. I mean,
is it over? Is the prostate exam already over?
Yeah, he went right into it.
Go to the widescreen, Todd. Go to the widescreen. What's happening? What's happening? What are we doing, Doc? What are we doing now? We're testing.
We're doing a colon cancer screening.
Oh my God! Really?
Free of charge, I might add.
Free of charge. That just happened? That happened that quickly? Holy crap! That happened so fast, you guys.
Who would call at a time like this?
Exactly. But go ahead. Like, what are the results, Doc? He's reading the results.
Negative.
J-Dog.
Have a clean colon.
J-Dog's got a clean colon.
Just means that you don't have blood in your stool.
This means you don't have blood in your stool, which means
Your
something,
prostate
I suppose.
felt normal.
Okay.
That's all that meant.
Todsky, that was a lot quicker than I thought it was. I thought that was going to be a lot longer.
See, why don't you get yours checked?
I don't think that was good enough. I think he said that your prostate felt normal. I'm looking for like superb or excellent.
What do you want him to go in there again or something? I mean, God's sake.
I don't enjoy this shit anymore.
Easy now.
Forgot about
10:41 p.m. I've got a note. I need a pen. I got to make a note.
Hey, it's a medical term, right?
I got to make a note.
That's what was happening.
Well, you're right.
I'm sorry about that, Eric.
Well, it's okay. We might be able to. We might get away with the S word with you because you're a doctor. I mean, after all, you are a doctor. And look, the doc is like he's putting things in a bag, like he's sealing them up.
It's
like
an
this.
evidence bag.
It's
like CSI.
You're going to jail, buddy.
Jason, is Doc Holliday in your network? I mean, like, come on. I mean, you just got
he is now. He just gave me a woo.
Was that really that it was that quick and that?
Well, you heard the beginning of it. It was over that quick. I mean, before I could even start reading my poem, it was just like, whoa, hello.
Jason, did he actually examine your prostate just now?
Yes, he did.
On the air?
Winning. Yes.
Really quickly?
Yes.
That was like 3 seconds.
That's all it takes, though.
That is. That's all it takes.
So everyone is so worried about this.
It costs you much more on Bourbon Street, okay?
Well, yeah, I'm sure it does. But I mean, golly.
Or really, does it? I mean, because they don't accept insurance.
Wipe off.
Wipe on, wipe off.
Is that a collar?
I thought it was going to be a lot more like probing and prying and things.
No, that's the colonoscopy.
Well, apparently. Apparently it is.
I mean, come on.
Wow, I can't believe that happened so quickly. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, this is Christy. I just want you to know, and I think it's awesome that y'all did this, but I also want you to know that I think to myself, because I'm in public, I said to myself, that's what she said about 200 times. Basically, just go back and recount the things you said, how quick it was, how it was over so fast, what happened, it was done. I just said that. I just wish someone was here to enjoy it with me. But anyway,
wow.
Just let y'all know that I think what you're doing is great. And just every time you say something again, just consider that that's what she said, just follow it.
Oh no, there's been many options of saying that's what he said as well.
Wow.
Yeah, but either way, that's what they said. I don't know. That's what he made her say. That's what Doc made him say.
Well, Jason's putting his pants back on now. What a fantastic show we've had tonight. What a wonderful service to the community we've done. Well done, everybody. Wow. I can't even believe this happened.
I can't either.
I'm really Jason doesn't have any shoes on. I am genuinely shocked that was that quick.
Man, when you get the finger.
Well, see, he gave me no warning. He went all.
He dove in quick.
Yeah, real quick.
We were watching. It happened that fast. I mean, like he had the gloves on. He lubed up his finger, and then it happened. I mean, it just happened that quick.
I mean, how much notice do you need?
Well,
I wanted to start reading the poem first.
I know, and he finished before it was over. So, Doc, was it thorough? Were you actually genuinely thorough, like as a regular guy that needs to go in for maybe a prostate exam or whatever? Were you quick, or were you? Is that how long it takes?
Ask Jason.
Well, no, Doc, I'm asking you. You do this every day.
No, actually, yes.
That seemed brief. I feel like that seemed brief.
No, that's kind of
in my role as screening for colon cancer. Usually, I am examining
Get on the mic.
prostate when I'm about to do a colonoscopy. So, I have a lot of time there because the patients are sedated.
Get on the mic.
Sorry.
It's okay. You've had a couple beers.
Who, me? No.
Not you.
Yeah, it was quick, but I mean, do you want him to suffer or not?
Well, yes.
No, yeah, well, I mean, no, I don't want him to suffer, but I want to.
The reason I said yes is because I want it to last longer.
Yeah, the whole point of this.
It wasn't gonna
the whole
last
point of this goddamn thing was to fuck. You know.
Oh, you wanted some poetry. I mean,
almost went there.
10:45.
Thank you. Almost went there. The whole point of this thing was to have you frickin' examine him and like. And find out what's going on.
It does not take that long, okay?
That's why I had
I mean,
that
you
question.
literally don't take that long. So so here's my problem. Here's my problem, if I will.
Name it.
Here's my problem.
Please.
I want my doctor to take a lot more time. I want my doctor to take a lot more time. When they're messing around with my butthole and they're messing around with my prostate and my balls and my things, I want them to take a lot more time.
You want to address this?
Not for any sort of not for any sort of weird thing. I want them to take a lot more time because I want them to be thorough.
I understand that.
Yeah,
I understand that. But the thing is,
come on, Doc, you weren't thorough.
No, when they're
he was.
Jason, bend over, get back in there, Doc. Let's
go. when they're testing, you're testing for like rigidness and stuff like that. And
rigidness? What the hell is that word? That's not even a word.
He has the right idea.
What's the right idea, Doc?
Yeah,
that's why you're here, Doc. What's the right?
And you can feel
goddamn
that right
idea. Away. Come on, Todd. I'm here to learn, man.
No, you are, and this is a learning thing here. You know?
He is trying to say that rigidity and firmness and like a specific nodule. And I'm sorry, it does not take that much time. Okay? I mean, you might want it to last longer, but it doesn't.
Now,
yeah, if you're sick,
now maybe
you want it to last longer.
Doc,
I didn't want it to last longer. I can tell you that.
So, Doc, let me ask you this.
I felt his full digit inside of my rectum.
So, Doc, let me ask you this. Oh, Doc is coughing. That's not a good sign.
I got a little choked up.
Do you have a stinky butthole?
Laughing about it.
So let me ask you this. So if his prostate were not rigidity?
Rigid.
If it were not rigid, you would be like, okay, there's a problem.
You're feeling for firmness and something growing out.
Like
here is what I was taught.
So you're looking for firmness. If his prostate was firm, you were like, it's okay.
Just back up a little bit there.
You back up, man.
Back up, buckaroo.
My goddamn radio show. You back the frick up.
No, don't get the sensors going. No, when I was a medical student and I was rotating with a rural doctor.
Yes.
He said the tip of your nose.
It's the tip. Just the tip.
Yeah, just feel that. He said that's what a normal prostate should feel like.
Ooh, okay.
If they've got prostate cancer, it should feel like your knuckle. Okay.
Ooh, it's hard and gnarly like that.
And
okay.
protruding like that. He said that's a general rule, not a hard fast thing. But he said if you feel something that feels hard like your knuckle, you better be concerned.
Jason, how are you feeling, man? You had your butthole protruded.
He's holding his hands on his hips.
I know he is. He's got his hands on his back like he feels a little violated.
Well, I need to go to the bathroom because there's still some lube in my butthole.
Oh my God! Do you feel okay though? Or do you feel like?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're fine. Look at J-Bone. J-Bone, the guy, man. J-Bone, the guy, taking care of business. Jason, you are a trooper. You are a shining star.
Hell of a way to meet you on the first date.
Oh, did you just meet Doc tonight? Is that the first time?
Yeah, I see he bought us pizza, but we didn't get to dine before he did it. So
you're welcome to as much as.
No, you guys can share pizza later. Your dirty fingers.
That's like the
You're
treat
weird.
you get
And
after
cuddle.
the exam.
You're weird.
dude.
Wash hands, please.
You guys can cuddle later with some pizza. That's wonderful. They can cuddle with some squeeze box pizza later. That's wonderful. I love that. Are you guys gonna snuggle up with a little squeeze box pizza in a little while? That's wonderful.
maybe. Who knows?
Maybe not.
Todd, that's funny. That's funny, man. Thank you. Thank you. Holy crap. What a show.
There's so
I
much
can't,
material here.
I know. Todd, Todd,
Any music
Todd,
in it at all?
oh, we have so much music. Todd, like, look at Doc is standing over with his hands on his hips. He's just like, he's accomplished. He feels very successful. Look, he's even flexing the triceps. Jason is over there like, I need to take a crap. He's holding a napkin. He's got a napkin, which is clearly was that your wet wipe? Is that what you cleaned up with?
No, that's what I gave it to him beforehand.
That's what he cleaned up with that. I mean, what a mess. It's a mess in here. There's lube. There's weird stuff going on. We all need to kind of wrap it up and get the frick out of here.
Oh, you're about to slip there, weren't you?
No.
Go to some music, man.
I'll never slip. I'll never slip.
Yeah, you got some music.
I'll come close.
Got some music.
Yeah, let's play a little music and then we'll come back and maybe wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
We got Brian Caldwell, by the way, from the Radiopedia show, has been outside for the last hour.
And it's been filming from underneath the curtain.
Frothing at the mouth.
He's the wizard behind the curtain.
He's an evil genius that's been waiting to get in here and check this out. But unfortunately, we black curtained the entire studio, so no one can see what happened in here tonight, other than us, and unless you're a listener. So we'll be back shortly. It's KUHS 102.5 FM, the record of whatever. Who frickin' cares at this point? We'll see you in a little while.
My butt.
Support for KUHS is provided in part by Red Light Roastery, Hot Springs' first small batch craft coffee roastery. Open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.